Oh yeah, you are listening to Gospel Rap Nation Radio, Global Talk Radio. This is the Big Preach coming to you. I'd like to thank you for listening to this show, and I'd like to also thank you for listening to me. It's very important and very serious time that we're living in, looking at the President Donald Trump elect choosing his cabinet members. Sheriff Clark, the brother, which a lot of black people consider this brother as a coon, Uncle Tom, sellout. You know, I just want to say this. You know, when I hear black people talking about selling out and coon talk and everything, what happens is that, what goes through my mind is that, what choice do you have when you have a people that don't want to buy, that don't want to sell, that don't want to trade with each other? We have $2 trillion according to the Federal Trade Commission, and yet black people will not spend money with each other. We talk about it, we have ideas. You know, we need to show an agenda that is be effective towards our interests, because our people are suffering economically. We're being exterminated. So when I see other black people calling another black man a coon, he's trying to survive in white supremacy, man. And if you really look at how we've been destroyed, you need to go look at Black Wall Street. Okay, I'm gonna go post it up. Big Preach is gonna post it back up on the Facebook page, because it needs to be posted back up, and it needs to be posted back up in such a way where people can always see the history of how the original Wall Street started out. The original Wall Street started out with the concept of having equity on your money. Black people thought of this concept among other inventions that we have contributed to this great nation, yet still being considered and stereotyped by the media. You know, I have a post that I posted some time ago on Facebook, and it's just a serious post, because what it does, it just kind of like constitutes the truth about how we have to always continue to endure the injustice. The injustice around here is just so real that to the point where, you know, it's a normality to seem to be treating black people the way they treat black people, and the way they treat other people. It's just been so long embedded into our society that we do not want to deal with the aspects of race and the aspects of, because America was founded on racism. But yet what we need to do as people is come together. All peoples coming together. And that's real talk. And it's for the sake of humanity. Okay? And for the sake of humanity, we come together and educate one another and embrace each other's cultures. Because if we cannot embrace each other's cultures, how can we ever learn from one another? The problem with racism is that it is misapplied in America. It is actually a misnomer the way it's used in America. It's used towards bigotry. It's used towards ignorance. It's used towards a whole lot of things that really that does not constitute towards the word. Because actually racism just means a group phenomenon. It's a collective of people working together to solve the problems and the resources to themselves. That's positive. Straight up. That's what black people need. Okay? The way it's applied in America, it's applied as a misnomer. Bigotry, hatred, disenfranchisement. Okay? That's how racism is defined in America, by these actions. But it's actually defined as a group of people working together to solve the resources collectively to themselves and for themselves. And that's what we need to learn as black people. We need to learn how to collectively commerce, economically, buy, sell, trade with each other. And I'm talking about fully recycling black dollar. Now, there's nothing racist, nothing bad about that at all. Okay? That is called taking care of our own, taking care of what God has blessed us to do within ourselves and loving ourselves. Okay? We want everybody to love us, but we won't want to love ourselves. My dear people, the Big Preacher is here to let you know that that is not the way to go. Because the good book says also that how can you love the Heavenly Father whom you don't see, and you see your brother every day and you don't love him? That don't make any sense. So what we need to develop is the concept and unlearn all of the system that we have learned and come back together with the unity that took in the 60s. We marched. It took 20 years now to get the Civil Rights Bill passed. All right? We marched for the jobs. And finally, the devil conceded to the jobs. And look at it. We got jobs today. Generations, decades later, we got plenty of jobs. But guess what? We ain't got no unity. It took unity, fellas, brothers and sisters. It took unity. And it's going to take unity again to keep us, sustain us through these dark times that America is getting ready to bring up. You know? All right, so moving right along. We got a serious problem with the, economical structure. We have a problem seriously with how businesses are being taxed. But according to a report on Yahoo, it is already reported that Ford Company is going to be moving their manufacturing plant from out of Mexico back to the state of Ohio, where there's going to be bringing thousands and thousands and thousands of jobs. So what Donald Trump is already saying that he's already going to do, it's already happening. Now, good luck for Mr. Trump to think that he's going to be able to undo the whole entire legacy of Obama. It's not going to happen. Obama has executive orders that he has put in place, and he's also written some policies that don't take place till 2017, okay? So he's going to have a hard time because, I guess he kind of saw the racist element there of how white people were going to take back the White House with a vengeance. I knew an old papa of mine, old man brother, said that when Obama's finished, they're going to take the White House back with a vengeance. CNN reported that basically, according to from the Urban League and Black Nationalists, they said that this is a white backlash. Rush Limbaugh is offended because he said that this was a back white lash. Well, it is kind of a white lash because you had historical states that went Republican just because, okay? Donald Trump won all the battleground states. I knew when he won all the battleground states that he was going to be president. So it was clear that, once again, white supremacy, when it comes together to do whatever they want to do, white supremacy always has this mindset that it will go through, okay? This whole type of mindset will be challenged because all the things that you feel that you want to bring to make America great again, to the black intelligence, that is a misnomer. Because from 1619 to 1885, we had the American slave trade, all right? American slavery for nearly 400 years. Then from 1885 all the way to 1954, we had Jim Crow, segregation. Now that's post-slavery. Post-slavery, not to mention the terrorist acts, including in 1921, as I was mentioning earlier on the broadcast, of Black Wall Street. Some reports have said 6,000 men, women, and children were killed in Black Wall Street. It is a sad commentary how this American history goes unnoticed when it comes to terrorist attacks. Black people have been terrorized for 3 centuries in this country. So it's an insult to our intelligence to hear when we hear white supremacy says the war on terror. The war on terror is a joke. The war on terror is a big farce. The war on terror is a Comedy Central black comedy joke to us. Because in America, for the last 3 centuries, we've been terrorized. Black Wall Street in 1921 is one specific of many other, all pocketed around the United States, historically showing the terrorists committed acts upon Americans of black people who are people of color. What is America if it's not else be racist? It was founded on a racist element in the foundation. So this generation of this country, it will not go forth into the future being that America's never did the right thing. And now the back of this country is against the wall. It's good that Donald Trump wants to hit the reset button with the relations with President Vladimir Putin in Russia. However, there's too much other things in place with military agencies that has policy already in place that we're heading for some sort of major military conflict. Now, according to one study that was on Facebook News, we were looking at the simple fact that we were looking at the marijuana industry and how in the marijuana industry, how more states have came aboard now. More states have came aboard. But it goes back to the Supreme Court case, how you know, this whole thing in the legal system is a real serious thing, because it just shows you how unjust all of America is towards an African American perspective, Black American perspective. Now, apartheid was legal. The Holocaust was legal because they made it legal. Slavery was legal because they made it legal. Colonialism was legal. So legality in the history of America, it is clear that the history of America, the legality is a matter of power, not justice. Wow. Supreme Court case, Brandon versus Ohio, 395 U.S. 444. Appealed to the Supreme Court, and it was decided June 4th, 1969. Chief Justice Douglas, and I quote, states in his opinion, make a nigger fight every inch. We now know that we'll never find justice in the white man's court in America, because the Supreme Court says that this is a tool to never give us justice. Amazing. I wonder what can ever come about the fact that why America's having so many problems. According to a report that was done, one report that was done, according to the financial status of America right now, this is how bad we are, people. We are in such bad estates. It's just like, I don't know what to even say about this, really. Right now, we are coming into a point right now where, financially, brace yourself. There are 43 million people in America on food stamps. Okay? Total cost for that is $74 billion. Meanwhile, the Pentagon has misplaced $8.5 trillion. The Federal Reserve is missing $9 trillion, according to a Senate hearing. Corporations are basically hiding $2.4 trillion in overseas tax havens that Obama said that he was going to bring the corporations back. Donald Trump said he's going to bring the corporations back and bring the jobs back. Well, we'll see, man. We're going to watch you big time. But let's look totally, and people don't ignore the fact that the same some of the poor families, you want to stop having food stamps. So there's over a total of $19.9 trillion total unaccounted for. Wow. And we're in debt now, even over 20 trillion now, well over 20 trillion in debt. But right now, there's $19.9 trillion unaccounted for. When you look at the Pentagon's misplaced budget, the Federal Reserve missing $9 trillion, corporations is high $2.4 trillion. Come on, man. This is absurd and this is crazy. When does this stop, people? When does it stop? Well, it's going to stop when the people come together and decide to come together with an agenda. All of the American people coming together with an agenda. That's when it stops. This is Global Talk Radio with the Big Preacher, coming to you live. Broadcasting live. Coming to you. More will be revealed later. You can reach us at www.grnradio1, grnradio1.com. Peace and bless.